Hey everyone, and welcome! Today, we're diving into something really cool, the psychology of how to turn those tough, challenging tasks from something that gives you anxiety into a state of peak performance and maybe even genuine fun. Seriously, think about it for a second. Have you ever been so deep into a task, maybe you were coding or painting or even just deep cleaning the kitchen, that the rest of the world just faded away? Hours felt like minutes and you were completely locked in? Well, guess what? That incredible feeling actually has a name. In the world of psychology, it's called flow. You've probably heard it called something else though, like being in the zone. It's that magical state where you and the task become one. And here's the best part. Flow isn't just some random lightning strike of luck. Nope. It's a state you can actually learn to create for yourself. It really is the secret to making hard work feel not just bearable, but deeply satisfying. So to find this flow state, we first need to understand the map of our own minds. Why is it that sometimes we feel anxious, sometimes we're totally bored, and other times we're completely captivated by what we're doing? Well, it all comes down to the work of a psychologist named Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. They figured out that it's all about a simple but powerful balance. The challenge of the task in front of you versus how skilled you feel you are to handle it. I mean, this slide just nails our everyday experience, doesn't it? When a task is way too hard and we feel like we don't have the skills, bam, anxiety. Think of your first day at a super complicated new job. And when a task is way too easy for our skills, total boredom. But that sweet spot, that's where the magic happens. High challenge met with high skill, that's flow.
All right, so we know our target is that high challenge, high skill zone, but what are the specific ingredients we need to get there? Let's break down exactly what it takes to enter a state of flow.
Here's the official definition. The key phrases here are energized focus and enjoyment in the process. You see, Csikszentmihalyi was fascinated by artists who would get so lost in their work they'd literally forget to eat. They weren't doing it for a paycheck at the end. The work itself was the reward. That's the essence of flow. So it turns out there are three main conditions for flow. First, you need super clear goals, moment to moment. Think of a rock climber who knows exactly where their next handhold is. Second, you need immediate feedback. A gamer knows instantly if they've leveled up. And finally, you need that perfect balance where the task pushes you right to the edge of your abilities, but you have this deep down belief that you can do it.
Now that third condition, that balance between challenge and skill, that's the real tricky part, isn't it? I mean, our natural instinct is often to run away from high-challenge situations. So what's the psychological engine that actually makes us want to seek them out?
Well, the answer isn't just about willpower or trying harder. It actually goes way deeper. It comes down to the fundamental beliefs you have about your own abilities. Just look at this comparison. On one side, you've got the fixed mindset. This is the belief that your talents are, well, fixed. You're either good at something or you're not. So you avoid challenges because you don't want to look bad. But on the other side, that's the growth mindset. This is the belief that you can get smarter and better through effort. It sees challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to grow. The exact attitude you need to chase that high challenge zone.
And this is the real game changer. You are not stuck with the mindset you have right now. Amazing research shows that a growth mindset isn't something you're born with. It's a skill. It's something you can learn and build no matter how old you are.
Just look at this graph. It comes right from a study where they took a group of older adults and put them in a learning program. See those dotted lines for the people in the program? They're going up. Over just 3 months, their belief that they could grow and improve got stronger. It's right there, clear as day. Proof that you can change your mindset. But you might be asking, did it really make a difference? Oh yeah, a huge one. The study found that for every single point someone's growth mindset increased, their actual cognitive scores went up by half a point. So it's not just about feeling better, it's a direct link between believing you can improve and actually improving. Okay, so a growth mindset helps us chase down challenges. Awesome. But let's get real for a second. When you take on a big challenge, you are gonna stumble, you're gonna fail sometimes. What happens then? This is the moment, right? This is where so many of us get stuck. The fear of failing and that harsh, critical voice in our heads that comes out when we do, it could just stop you in your tracks. This slide shows the two roads you can take. Self-criticism is that voice that says, "I'm such an idiot. I should just quit." It completely shuts down your ability to learn. But then there's self-compassion. That's the voice that says, "Wow, that was hard. But hey, failure is how we learn. What can I do differently next time?"
It's what gives you the emotional safety to get back up and try again.
I love this way of thinking about it. If a growth mindset is the engine that drives you towards a challenge, then self-compassion is the oil that keeps that engine running smoothly. Without it, the friction from all those inevitable setbacks would cause you to seize up. You absolutely need both to keep moving.
All right, let's put all these pieces together. Because flow, growth mindset, and self-compassion aren't just separate ideas. They actually form this powerful, self-reinforcing cycle for achievement and, honestly, for a more fulfilling life.
Here's how the learning loop works. It all starts with a growth mindset, that core belief that you can improve. That belief gives you the courage to find a challenge that stretches you, which puts you into a state of flow. Being in flow feels so good that it makes you want to do it again. And when you inevitably stumble, self-compassion kicks in, so you learn from it instead of giving up. And that whole experience just reinforces your growth mindset, starting the cycle all over again, but this time even stronger.
And that's the big takeaway here. This isn't just some abstract psychological theory, you know? It's a real, practical framework. It's a blueprint for systematically turning things that feel like a grind into genuine opportunities for focus, growth, and real satisfaction.
So, I'm going to leave you with a question to chew on. Think about it. Whether it's learning an instrument, picking up a new language, or mastering something at work, what's the next challenge you're going to use this framework on to get in the zone?